At first it came for me, the non-binary.
The Muslims.
The immigrant.
The disabled.
I always like to see myself as a person, like anybody else. I think that's how we all like to see ourselves, because I think at the end of the day we all want to be accepted, we all want to be respected just for who we are. But if I was to put a label on myself, I would be bisexual, non-binary. I started questioning it a few months ago, and I had it just wasn't a thought that just came and went. It's like I thought, hold on a minute, am I cisgender? What am I? Where do I fit? And over the past few months, until I came out publicly a few weeks ago, I then started to feel like, I don't feel fully male. I don't feel completely female. I'm non-binary because I don't really feel as one or the other. A lot of people still tend to think this is male, it's just male and female, but I want to help educate people that there's something in between. There's another sort of group of people there who want to be recognised. Coming out is a very big thing, and it can also be a very stressful thing because you don't know how people are going to react, but I've received a lot of support from people. I think family is a big part. It's a big thing in life is family, and they've always been there to support me. I've had the odd comment from people, but I just tend to ignore it. Yeah, I think it's kind of people don't understand, being called weird. Someone said to me, like, how you're not this, you've got a penis, you're a male. I just want a great life like everyone else does. I mean, it's what we all want at the end of the day. We all want to grow up, have a good job, have a family, and that's what I want, like everyone else. I think hopefully one day people will know about it, because if you look back in the 80s, non-binary, no one really knew about non-binary. I think not a lot of people knew about bisexuality either. I think as it's the 21st century, people are starting to learn more about these issues.
So I'm Marine Matthews, and I'm a Muslim. On the whole it's fine, most people are okay with it. There's just obviously some people who are prejudiced against us after seeing certain views in the media or from people like the EDL and Britain First, and that's where the negative thoughts and things come from. Personally, I've not had any attacks or anything, but I've seen things in the media, in the news, about so Muslim women having their headscarves ripped off, and Muslims in general just being targeted and being a scapegoat for people. And I just think it's not right, really. So the story was about a school in Dewsbury, I think, with really extremist views and Muslim teachers teaching children about these extremist views. And I just commented underneath because the other 7 or 8 comments that were already on there were really biased in a way, and thinking that all Muslims are bad, all of us are terrorists, extremists. And I just wanted to comment and put it out there that 99% of us are good and we integrate into society, and we don't want these things to happen. We're just as against ISIS and extremist people and extremist views as much as they are. And I just wanted to make people aware that most of us are just not like that. I just want them to know that we can integrate into society, into Western society in particular. We're happy to go along and be friends with non-Muslims and people of different cultures. And I just want them to know that we're accepting in general, and we don't have very extremist views on the whole.
I'm Lucas, I'm 22, and I came from Poland when I was about 12. I've been living in England, for 10 years now. When I first came, I spoke no English whatsoever, so I had to learn from the basics. Once I went to school, I didn't go to school for the first 6 months when I came over, because none of the schools wanted to accept me. Once I got to the school, it was put a show in Wibsey, I believe. Once they accepted me, I started learning English, and I started picking up basically speech. Once I picked up the speech, I started to get accepted in society. Our country doesn't have any jobs available, basically. So when my mum came over, it was purely for work, and she needed to work. And when I came to live with her, I then obviously started education, so you could say my purpose was to come here to educate myself, because education here is, I wouldn't say better than in Poland, I would say it's the same level, but it's more free. I think it should be a key thing to know English before you move over, in order to get work, which I obviously didn't, but I was still young, so it was easy for me to pick up. I think we should all be classed as equal. We should be looked at, you know, if you apply for a job, you should be looked at the qualifications. If you have the same qualifications, you shouldn't be judged by any other factor other than whether you're capable of doing that work. And then obviously if you come for an interview and they find out you're Polish, sometimes you still get that prejudice. I think that prejudice is overrated.
My name's Ishmael, 24 years old, and I suffer from muscular dystrophy, which affects all my muscles all over my body. It's quite progressive. Could walk before when I was till I was about 11. Then everything just progressively stopped. I could eat myself, but now I have to get fed. Can't put myself to bed. Can't even take myself to the loo. So it'll just get worse and worse over and over. I have to have oxygen on at night when I sleep. And I'll just get on with things every day. There's no point sat about stressing about all, because you just be stuck. Just gonna get on with life like everyone else and just get through all the obstacles in the way. That's how I do things anyways. Especially when you see others doing stuff that I can't do anymore, that gets to me. But just got to get on with life really. You just get people, they just can be ignorant, or they see you as a problem rather than, you know, helping, working alongside you. Sometimes they see your disability as a problem instead of working alongside and supporting. Get that one a lot. When you're out and about, you get ignorant people, you know. You get the ones that be staring, and some of them, they just come up to you, you know, asking what's wrong with you. Or if I'm out with my dad or something, people have come up on occasions, tapped my dad on the shoulder and said, "We feel sorry for you." You know, stuff like that. Or we know what you're going through. Well, it's hard. People come out with stuff like that. You know, it's like, can't they just leave you? My views are that everyone should be treated equally. You know, everyone's got the right to, like, jobs and everything, whether they're disabled, elderly, or, you know, young or middle-aged. They should all be treated equally. You know, it's, everything you look at, it's no one's obviously always equally treated. Like, you always get the elderly, they're treated differently, disabled are treated different. It's just all over. Well, yeah, I think, well, we all hope one day everyone's treated the same. It's just like, it's just teaching people the right way. You know, educating them right. That's society these days. It's just how things are.
Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for